now having seen electron-in-box diagram for atoms, let's see them for ions also. And when ions and atoms lose electrons or gain electrons, it affects the configuration of the electron-in-box diagrams. And in the order in which they are lost is also important. So the way I always work is, even if I have to write the configuration for the ion, I'll write the configuration for the atom first and then make it gain or lose electrons. So I know what sodium, what magnesium, we'll talk about those guys later. First we'll talk about those guys that only have 2 shells occupied, the easier ones, right? You got lithium in there, beryllium, oxygen, fluoride, oxide ion, fluoride ion, for example, these guys. So I'm going to use my electron-in-box diagrams to start writing their configurations. It might seem an overkill right now for many of you who understood this already and know how this works, but I have to make sure we all get it. So on the left-hand side, I write all the elements. On the right-hand side, they're ions. Starting off with beryllium. Has 4 electrons, so its configuration will be 1s2, 2s2. And when it becomes an ion, which electrons is it going to lose? The highest energy electrons, or what we call the outermost electrons. So I'm shading them because they're the ones that are going to be lost. So the beryllium 2 plus ion has only 1s2. These outermost or higher energy electrons are lost. Lithium has only 3 electrons, 1s2, 2s1. So when now it loses the electron, which electrons are lost? The 2s1s. And lithium plus becomes just remainder with 1s2. This is lost. And then what we have is fluoride. So now fluoride as an element, fluorine is how many electrons? 9 electrons. Fluorine is an element number 9, just before neon. So it's 9 electrons. So 2 would go there, and 2 would go there. So 9 is 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And it gains an electron, it's going to go in this orbital. And this becomes important for you to start realizing here, when I'm gaining electrons, they end up making an orbital completely filled. So this orbital had only 1 electron, now it's going to have another one. So the 10th electron is going to go in the 2px, 2pz, the last one. Then let's do oxide also. An oxygen element has 8 electrons. Oxide will have 10, but let's do the element first. So 8 are 2, then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the 2 is going to gain, are going to go in these 2 empty ones, or half-filled ones. We call them half-filled orbitals, or singly filled orbitals. Because an orbital can only be 0, 1, or 2. Full, empty, or half. So it's 2, 4, 5th, 6th, 7th, then 8th, and then the 2 extra ones I'm going to make in white, if you guys can see it probably. A white arrow here and a white arrow here. Those are the ones that are gained. The color difference is just highlighting that they're the ones that are gained. So that's the oxide configuration.
Quick pause. If you're finding value in this explanation, there's so much more to discover at Alt Academy, where we break down every A-level concept with the same clarity. Now back to the video lesson.
Now, let's take a look at those elements where I can fill up the third shell also. So now I need more electron box, so I have these larger ones. So let's write for magnesium 2 plus, aluminum 3 plus, and phosphide ion, and let's do chloride ion. Yeah, that's a very popular ion for us. So again, now I'm only going to write the elements, and then in that elements one I'm going to add or lose electrons. So first I write the magnesium and then delete the electrons that are being lost. So magnesium element is 1s2, 2s2, 2p, 6, 1, 2, 3 before pairing up, 5, 6, and then 2 here. And then the 2 plus means the highest energy electrons or the outermost electrons are lost. So these 2 are lost. And then I'll delete the electrons right there. They're no longer there. So now Mg2 plus is just this. All right. Similarly, I'll do it for aluminum. Aluminum has How many electrons? 13 electrons. So 1s2, 2s2, 2p1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 10 electrons. 11, 12, and then 13. So aluminum is, again, 3 plus may understand that in the order in which they are filled up, the reverse order in which they will lose electrons. So you might say, well, 3 electrons have to be lost, but the first one will be lost from the 3p, and then the other 2 from the 3s. So 3p and then 3s and then 3s. Because you start connecting these two ionization energies also. And when aluminum only loses 1 electron, it will only be from the largest energy level or highest energy subshell first, and then the lower ones. So 3, 1 here and 2 here. Now phosphide is 15, so 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p3. That's phosphide, the element phosphorus. Now it's going to gain 3 electrons. Where they're going to go? 3p. And by the way, the way it stands, you can already see that it can also share 3 electrons, but it can also gain 3 electrons to become, now it becomes 3p6. And chloride is how many electrons? 17. So now you notice something already, that what you have is the first two have a noble gas configuration of neon, and phosphide has that of argon. And you can already predict what chloride will have. Argon. Because the number of electrons in the end are the exact same. 17 gaining 1, 18. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again in the same order. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 and 17. The new electron is going to go right there. 18. Same as argons. And that's how you would write the configuration in electron-in-box terms for ions also.
Hey there! If you found this A-level chemistry lesson helpful, why don't you head over to our website, altacademy.org, where you can sign up for the full A-level chemistry course. In addition to chemistry, you can sign up for physics, biology, math, or 4 other A-level subjects. Thousands of students have already taken the leap. What are you waiting for?